Hi, I am Monique and welcome back to In Her Era, the podcast that gives you the tools and life lessons to help you step into your era as the woman you were always meant to be. Now, if you are the woman that is doing everything right, you're taking the supplements, you're working out, you're eating the way that everyone tells you should be, but you feel exhausted. Maybe you're still bloated after meals. Maybe you have skin issues. Maybe you're not getting the results that you want despite the fact that you're doing exactly what she is doing online. Or maybe your blood tests say that it's normal despite the fact that you feel like something is definitely off. Maybe you just feel like shit. This episode is exactly where you're meant to be. And firstly, before we dive in, I want to preface that it is not your fault. You are not broken. There is nothing wrong with you. And I just want to give you a huge hug because I get it. I get how frustrating it is to be doing all the things but still not getting the results that you want. And in this episode, I am going to walk you through exactly why things might be off and give you the exact tools and strategies that you can do to finally start feeling that bit better. I like to think of it like a ladder. Like at the moment, maybe you're on that middle rung, you're just feeling a bit meh, or maybe you're really at the bottom and you're really feeling like shit. And we want to be moving incrementally up that ladder to get to that top where we're feeling amazing. We're feeling the best we've ever felt. We've had the most energy. We have so much energy that at the end of the day, we're not crashing on the couch and we can actually be present with our partner or our family. That is what I want to happen by the end of this episode. So, why aren't things working despite the fact that we're doing everything right? And I can pinpoint it down to 3 things that I see with my clients, what I see in my own experience and with women specifically. Reason 1 is that you have been given generic surface level advice from influencers with a brand deal. And I'm sorry to say it, but it is true. I'm sure you've heard it all. It's like, take this magnesium and it will fix all your sleep issues, or stop eating sugar and that will fix your energy. Like, do XYZ, just do this. Like, no. That is not how your body works. Online, it makes it sound like this one product, this one powder will fix all the problems, from your anxiety to your acne to your sleep issues to your period pain. I cannot tell you how many people come to me with products being like, do you think this will fix X problem? And I'm like, no, because what happens is supplements have its place, but at the same time, it is just a glorified version of a Band-Aid. It's not actually fixing the underlying problem. It's just putting a Band-Aid on a symptom. For example, if you have bloating, a lot of the time it's not because of the food you're eating. We need to look at the entire gut ecosystem, look at the system in general. So we want to be looking at how your digestion is actually working. We want to be looking at your immune system, which is in your gut lining, your gut microbiome. What is the balance of the good bacteria and the bad bacteria? How is your stress levels, because that influences your gut. Putting a de-bloating supplement into your regime is not actually going to be fixing the issue and why the bloating is there in the first place. It's again, just sticking a Band-Aid over it. And that's why you're still feeling like crap despite doing and taking all the things that people have told will work. Number 2 is that you are following health advice that is designed exclusively for men. The fasting, the cold plunges, the 5 a.m. HIIT workouts that you do every single day, but you're still feeling exhausted, you're inflamed, you're wondering why you're not getting the same results that, I don't know, Bob next door is. It's because you are following advice that's designed for a body that does not go through the cyclical patterns that you do. It is advice that is tested on men, optimized on men, and is not modified to meet your unique biology. Most wellness research is actually conducted on men, and it has been shown that 85% of the biomedical research actually excludes menstruating women, so women with periods, which no wonder why we're doing all these things, but we don't feel any better. For example, like the research on intermittent fasting, done on men. The research on high intensity workouts, done on men. The research on ice baths and all the benefits that come with it, done exclusively and only on men. Like, I just want to let that sink in. If you are a menstruating woman, if you get a period, you are not a small man. You are cyclical. And the health strategies that you are doing should really reflect that. And that's why we're not seeing the results and we're feeling exhausted trying to keep up with the strategies that we've been told to do, even though they've only been designed and tested on men. And reason 3, why we don't feel the way we should feel despite us doing all the things, and what I see most commonly is we're told that our bloods are normal, but we still don't feel normal. We don't feel good. And it is exactly what happened to me. Despite the fact, like, I had lost 13 kilos in 6 months, I was turning yellow. I literally couldn't make it past 8 a.m. before needing a huge nap for 2 hours. And they were like, your bloods are normal. Like, I didn't have a period for a year. Your bloods are normal. This is what I see all the time. And the reason why you still feel like shit, despite being told your bloods are normal, is because the blood ranges that they give us are actually not optimal ranges. They're based on survival ranges. So these are the ranges that you need to be in to be a functioning human, not dying. That's what in range means. But we don't want to be just not dying. We want to be optimal. We want to feel good. We want to be doing all the things in life. We have big goals. We have big dreams. We just don't want to feel mediocre. And that's why, despite it being normal, that's not good enough. The other thing is that basic lab testing misses a lot of like the underlying imbalances. So say like you're going to the doctor and you're like, I have irregular periods, or I have acne, or I have mood swings, or all these things. Maybe you want a hormonal test. They run blood work and they're like, again, it's in range. But if you run a Dutch panel, which is a urinary test run over a 24-hour period, it will come up with cortisol irregularities, maybe low progesterone, estrogen metabolism deficiency, like all these different things. And you're like, oh, actually I have things that I can work on, but my blood work says that it's normal. So it's not that you're crazy or like that you haven't done anything wrong. It's because that the labs that they are running are not specific enough to meet the needs that you need. So if you are sitting there like a huge exhale, like I would be, and you're like, oh my God, it all makes sense. That is why I'm ticking all the boxes, but I'm not feeling the way I should be, then girl, let's keep going. This is when we can actually start to move forward. Like, it's when we can start to climb the ladder out of feeling like that shit zone and give you the exact strategies that I use with my clients, I use in my everyday life, but also what work for women and not men. So, number 1, audit your wellness to-do list. Just because it is trending does not mean it is beneficial or it's working for you. I see it all the time. It's like you're doing all the things. You're cold plunging, you're sauning, you're doing mouth tape, you're doing the fasting window because someone told you to, you're doing lymphatic draining, you're going low carb. But like, let's hold. Do you feel like it's making a difference in your life? Doing all these things, does it feel like you're improving your health in any way? Are you getting closer to feeling like that best version of yourself, or are you just adding more things on your to-do list because someone told you to? For example, if you're taking like a really expensive greens powders, because they are expensive, do you feel like it's making a difference? Do you feel like it's giving you more energy throughout the day? Or maybe your HIIT workout that you do at 5 a.m. every day, is it giving you more energy? You feel really, really great after it, or do you just feel like exhausted AF for the rest of the day? If you're doing all these things and they feel amazing, like great, keep going. But if you are spending hundreds on powders or doing bougie gym routines that you do at 5 a.m. every single day, or you're bloating after every meal and something just feels off, like you don't need more wellness tasks on your to-do list. You need to be working out what works for you, sticking to the foundation, stripping it back, and actually doing things that make a difference in your life. So doing a big audit, seeing what actually is working, what's not, taking things out, and then hitting the foundations the hardest, the needle moving things. And that brings us to step 2, which is really optimizing those foundations, picking one foundational habit and then adding it in and making it a non-negotiable in your routine. When I say foundations, what I mean is focusing on core areas. So getting good quality sleep, eating balanced meals that support your blood sugar and your energy throughout the day and give you a really nutrient-dense profile, moving your body, taking care of your nervous system so you're not wired all the time and you're constantly stressed, which overruns every part of your body. These are the base foundations. Then we could start to build on the next layer, like detoxification pathways, supplementation, strategies aligned to your specific needs, your specific lifestyle, your routine. But you can't stick the base because nothing else will stick. And I am a huge believer, this is what I do with all of my clients, is that we incrementally add these foundations in, because you do not need a 14-step morning routine to be healthy, to feel good. You need to focus on one needle moving task and then add it in incrementally. I have seen so many people online and so many practitioners, and you sign up for them to give you support and they give you like a 4-page PDF of every single thing you should be doing and you should be cutting out. And that's great. They're so information dense, and you do it for 2 weeks, but then lifes and you fall off. Then you feel guilty. You just don't do it. Then we're back at square one. You're exactly where you were. And I'm not saying that any of those strategies were bad. They're probably exactly what you should be doing, but it's because you didn't incrementally build it in. I work with really, really busy women, CEOs, women running businesses, women with multiple kids, running teams. Time is our most limited resource. We're women. We do all the things. So instead of giving you a huge list of things that you should be doing, we need to be adding them in one at a time. It's a compound effect that is sustainable, and I 100% guarantee that it works every single time. Let's say that your energy crashes like hard at 11 a.m. You're like, I need a nap, 11 a.m. every single day. You really want to focus on building more of that energy. So how can we implement a strategy, just one or two, to really change that? We start by working on 20 grams of protein for breakfast, not cereal, not avocado and toast sprinkled with a bit of hemp seeds. That's not enough protein. Like 20 grams of protein, ideally for women, to give you that sustained energy. And then maybe it's not having coffee first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. I know that's a very Australian thing, like straight away coffee. But what's happening is it's spiking your blood sugar and your cortisol, which means you crash as soon as it's digested. Having it with a meal or after a meal means you have that more sustainable energy. These 2 micro shifts alone, not doing all these 10 things that everyone says that you should be doing, will have a huge impact on your blood sugar, your cortisol, and give you more stable energy throughout the day. You stick with that for a week or 2. You make it feel really good. You can feel the change, and then we add on something else. Maybe it's a workout strategy that works with your hormonal pattern. Maybe it's working on your sleep hygiene. Maybe it's a certain supplement that you need based on lab works. We stack on one thing after the next. It's foundational. It's actually what makes the biggest difference. It's not that all the extra little things. The foundations will make the difference, and it's incrementally building it into your life instead of a 4-page PDF that I guarantee you won't stick to. Number 3 is what I swear all high-performing women struggle with. Rest is actually a form of productivity. I think I saw a quote from Dr. Sarah Gottfried that said, "Rest is not a luxury, it is a prescription for your hormones." This constant output, this constant doing, this constant stress that women feel because we do all the things. We ensure cortisol helps us get going, it helps us motivated, it gets us out of bed and do all the things. But if we are constantly on and we never switch it off, then that's when issues come into play. That's when, despite all our effort, cortisol's running the show. We've got hormonal imbalances, digestion gets affected significantly. It affects our gut health, our energy is crashing, brain fog. We might feel like we're wired and tired. We can't sleep at night as effectively. We're not getting that good quality sleep. So despite us doing all the good things that we are doing, if our stress and our cortisol and our nervous system is activated all the time, it doesn't matter. It's like hijacked everything. It's kind of just like, it's a waste. So rest intentionally, true quality rest is productive. And I'm not saying like take multiple days off and take vacations. Like if you want to do that, absolutely. But how can we implement rest in your day that is sustainable, that you can do as a busy woman doing all the things? My favorite is parasympathetic activation strategy. So it's switching from your sympathetic mode, your flight, your stress zone, into your rest, your digest, even just for 10 minutes into your day. So what this could look like is, my favorite is going for a decompression walk in the afternoon. So I'm separating my work life from my home life. So I have a clear separation and I feel rejuvenated back to my home life. Maybe it's going for a walk before your email block. Maybe it's doing a midday meditation. Maybe it's having a no phone hour. Maybe it's, I don't know, taking a little stretch 5 minutes in your day. It's just something small that resets you, recenters you, and actually will then rejuvenate you back into your day. Rest is an energy strategy. It's a hormonal strategy, and it will, I guarantee, if you find some way to implement little bits of rest into your day, you will be more productive, not only during your day, but throughout the week. It's a compound effect. You might think it is the opposite, but you are actually going to increase your productivity. Next one is definitely my favorite. Support your body like a woman and stop doing all the things that a biohacking jacked guy on Instagram is telling you, because we are not going to heal our hormones and our energy with a protein bar and a 16-hour fast. We need strategy that is designed for our biology. So here's a few things that women should be doing instead of what we have been told technically is good for men. Fuel before your workout. So eat before you train, especially in the morning, because when you fast and you then go work out, it is spiking your cortisol and actually doing the opposite of what you want, which can actually increase fat storage instead of burning it. It can also leave you super high stress levels throughout the day, which is not what we want where we're already doing all the things. So even just having some high quality protein in water before you train, especially if you train early in the mornings, can be so much more hormonally supportive. Next is skip the 2-degree ice baths. We don't need it. We need to be at 10 to 15 degrees, no less than that. Otherwise our cortisol is spiking too high. And fasting. There's nothing wrong with fasting, but it's also like not one size fits all men. Fasting during your follicular phase, so that's like after your period to when you ovulate, so like day 14 ideally. In that range, that's when you can fast, because it's not going to affect our stress levels too much, because we're women, we're a lot more sensitive to stress than men are. Look, I'll do a whole episode more on this of breaking down what we should be doing, what men should be doing. But what I want you to get away from this is like our biology is different. So you don't need to be listening to advice from men on podcasts saying that you need to do this and do that if they have not specified what women should be doing, because most of the time it is based on their biology. Number 5, the personal game changer in my life is testing strategically. So let's say that you have cleaned up your diet, you're training, you're doing all the right things, you're hitting all the foundations that we talked about. This is when it's time to stop guessing and start moving on to functional testing, especially if you're still feeling like shit. You're not getting the results that you want, because we need to look deeper. And that is doing testing that's not just the basic testing that is, like we talked about, survival ranges. Because what is happening a lot of the time without testing is that we end up taking like this whole range of supplements, but we've got this supplement drawer, but we're not even sure if they're actually working in our life. We're not sure if they're actually good for us. It's like when you're driving in a new city, but you don't have Google Maps. Like, I'm the worst, but I'll get there eventually. But I'll be going this really convoluted way, and it costs you way more in petrol just to get to the same destination. Versus if you had a map to get there, you will get there 10 times faster. You don't need to do every test under the sun. I think that's where a practitioner can really come in and be like, look at your symptoms, look at your goals, and be like, this is the testing that we need to do, because I do not believe in spending all this money on testing that you don't actually need. And then it allows a practitioner, based on your lab work, to create a personalized strategy or supplements to actually get you the results you want a lot faster than just like guessing and throwing supplements at a wall. So, bringing it all together, the 5 things. We want to start with awareness. Audit what is working, what is not, and remove those things that you're just doing based because of like what everyone else is doing or they tell you to do. Pick one habit, one foundational habit that you can implement this week to start moving up the ladder, to start feeling that little bit better, to then add on the next. Support your body like a woman, not like a man, and what we've all been told. Rest is productive, and like literally it is. And when you're ready, test and don't get. These are the 5 strategies that we can do to start really moving the needle from feeling like shit, from feeling meh, to that next level. Remember, it's not about, fixing your entire body in one go. It's making small incremental changes, one rung up the ladder. Maybe it's 25 grams of protein at breakfast. That's what we're going to start on. Or maybe it's going for a midday walk because you're sitting at your desk all day. Or maybe it's eating before your workout instead of fasting and training on an empty stomach. Whatever that one shift is, that's going to move the needle forward because it's creating that momentum. It's creating that incremental change. We do not need a whole list of all these things we can be doing because it is so overwhelming. It's too much. We just need to focus on that one thing that we can do to really start making a difference. And I promise that momentum will really build really fast when you start working with your body as a woman, what it genuinely needs to be supported and what actually works for you. And that's when things start to shift really fast. So what is your one ladder this week? I really want to know, if you are making a commitment based on everything we've talked about, what can you implement this week that will start to make a difference? What can you do to start shifting out of feeling like that funk? Just write it down, own it. Maybe send me a DM on It's Monique Talk. I want to know. I love knowing. I want to know what you can start to do this week to just feel that little bit better. Despite we're doing everything right, let's strip it back. Let's actually make a difference. I hope that this episode kind of was validating in a way that, you might be doing all the right things, but it actually makes sense about why things aren't designed for me or why those test results say I'm normal, but it's completely not. I hope that it was validating and reassuring, but also gives you the tools and strategies to step forward. So again, I am so grateful for you being here and I cannot wait to tune in for you next week.